There's only one thing in life that's more painful than being kicked in the balls, and that's grinding digital B drives. Hello, RoboBear, I'd like to start round one. Now, I know some of you guys may disagree with my statement. There's always that ongoing argument that giving birth is more painful than being kicked in the balls. Personally, though, I beg to differ. And that's because you'll see a couple have a kid, and then the wife goes, hey, babe, let's have another one. But never in my life have I heard a guy say, hey, bro, kick me in the balls again. All right, sweet, round 5. We're already off to the most unhinged start. Also, if you look at my DigiB drives, we're nearly at 400. That's a pretty big milestone. Jeez, and round 5 takes forever, though. The thing with grinding digital B drives, though, is the fact that it takes literally forever. It's also just really tough for me to balance grinding digital B drives along with keeping up a social life and keeping up my grades at school and still making time to just hang out with my family. I mean, technically, my life is like stressful as crap, but it's also just kind of opened my eyes and helped me realize like life is kind of just what you make it. There's a quote by a guy named Russell M. Nelson, and he said something along the lines of, the happiness in your life has little to do with the circumstances in your life and everything to do with your focus. It definitely sounds philosophical. And I mean, depending on who you are, it might sound a little crazy at first, but it genuinely makes sense. Like, my life is kind of stressful, and if I was focusing on the fact that I'm working late hours on YouTube, as well as giving school my all, and struggling a lot with calculus and not having time to hang out with friends, it's pretty easy for me to be like, you know, pretty sad. But in reality, it kind of comes down to focus. Because while there's a lot of things that, you know, suck in life, I'm also blessed with this amazing job on YouTube. I get to play B-Swarm for a living. I actually have friends and a family, and I'm lucky enough to, like, live in a country where I can get education. I mean, before I continue any further, gotta say a quick thank you to Yarks, man. He posted a video where he kind of just talked, and it was just really cool to see that, like, B-Swarm YouTubers can do other things. And personally, I loved Yarks' insight. I genuinely enjoyed watching that video. But yeah, in the end, it really does just come down to life is what you make it. So, you know, when it comes down to, like, the sad things in life, obviously, it's really easy to just, you know, kind of feel like a failure when things go wrong, or just to feel like nothing's going your way and just, you know, feel sad. But in the end, there's, like, always things to be happy about. And it definitely sounds a little cringy at first, like, just think of all your blessings and stuff and you'll be happy. But, like, in the end, if you are focusing on the happiness, like, just simple things we take for granted, like maybe even the fact that you have running water is still amazing, because there are millions out there that really don't have it. Hey, look, we finished round 10. Just barely. Let's see, how many drives does that put us at? 431 drives. That's pretty good. Guess we get to start another round. Let's see, what do we want? Blue flower? Yeah, that's pretty easy. Oh, sweet, and we got vicious beat. All right, blue flower field shouldn't take that long. That's another thing, though, is like I've had to devote so much time towards getting these digital B drives, and that's also just like helped me see priorities in life. Because when it comes down to it, they're kind of like one of the most important things to you, and it's made me think like, what do I actually prioritize in my life? Is it school? Is it my family? Is it doing well on YouTube? And I think you just need to find a balance. I know I struggled with that a lot at first when I first started YouTube. Now start round 2. I know I was constantly just like, I need to put as much time towards YouTube as I possibly can, and I would sacrifice like hanging out with friends or stuff just so I could get a video out that night. But after a couple of years of doing this, I've just kind of realized it's not worth it. Like, sure, it'd be nice to make a couple extra bucks, but in the end, like, what really is money besides just an object? And I know that's a severe understatement because money kind of just runs the world, but what's gonna make me actually happier? Like having a meaningful moment with friends or just getting paid? Like, in the end, when I'm, you know, stuck being old, I'm probably not gonna be thinking about how much money I had as a teenager. I'll probably instead be thinking about all the fun things I did. And so I'd hate for my teenage years to just be full of me sacrificing a ton of things for this YouTube channel. And the same, I think, really goes for any job. Of course, you do need money to survive, and if it is a necessity for you, then that is really understandable. But if you end up being fortunate enough to be able to choose between just like spending time with friends or just working an extra shift, take the time with friends. Because in the end, honestly, money doesn't really make you that much happier, which is true because there are a lot of millionaires and billionaires that are miserable. I'm pretty sure a lot of billionaires' marriages actually end in divorce. Like, money just doesn't work like that. That's not saying rich people can't be happy, but you're much more likely to find happiness in just like the heart of someone who's just not doing so well, like financially, because they're not really focusing on money for their happiness. You don't base all of your happiness on how much your paycheck is, because all you really have is just the relationships around you. Like, maybe it's your family, or maybe it is your friends, or maybe it's a pet or something. And so you end up gaining most of your happiness from these relationships. And the mistake a lot of rich people make is basing their happiness off of their money. Like, that's what makes them happier. Seeing that their stocks went up, or that their investments went well, or that they're getting a raise. And it's not like those aren't things to be happy about. Like, obviously a fat paycheck is enough to make anyone smile, but like, it's really not what you should be basing your happiness off. And so just like, make sure you realize what you're actually getting your happiness from, because I've noticed my life has been a lot better ever since I just started taking more time to like do stuff I know that will make me happier, rather than just try to focus on editing videos. I think it was like just last Friday, I was really behind on my honey day video, and I was trying to fix my white hive, and I was just like completely swamped in work, and my friend was like, hey bro, you want to go out and get some dinner? And I feel like the old me probably sadly would have said no, but in that moment I kind of just realized like, yeah, I need a break. So I kind of put all my video editing off to the side, and I just went out and we got dinner at Chipotle, and we ended up having like one of the deepest 2-hour conversations I've ever had. I think we ended up hanging out for like a total like 4 hours, which you could think about it as those like, you know, 4 hours I wasn't able to spend on YouTube. I'm gonna get paid less because of that. But in reality, I think I needed it mentally, and I think he really needed it too. Jeez, I can't get too philosophical, man. I gotta focus on getting these mosquitoes. But yeah, and it's not just priorities, like time as well. Like you want to make sure you don't waste your time. And I know that sounds stupid because they always say life is short, but at the same time, it's literally the longest thing you'll ever experience. And depending on how miserable you are, it can be painfully long. But in the end, depending on what you believe, you really only have so much time on Earth. And maybe you believe in the afterlife as well, which is okay. But it does come down to you're really only gonna have one experience on Earth. And so you want to make sure that you make it your best. And you also want to make sure that you're actually spending time with those around you. Because, you know, some of the sad reality is that death does exist. It's really scary because, you know, it's something that's really unknown to us. But I saw something really interesting the other day, and it was kind of about death, which sounds like a horrible topic to be interested in. It was kind of just talking about how we're so scared of death because we don't know what happens afterwards. Like the thought of lights just going out and that being it is absolutely terrifying, and that's totally a rational fear to have. But when you think about it, we were also technically dead before we were born, and it never bothered you then. You were completely fine with, you know, not existing before you were actually brought into this world, and it never really harmed you one bit. In a way, you can think of it as you've experienced death before. So while leaving this world behind might seem, you know, a little sad, there's not too much to be afraid of, and in the end, you'll be okay. Which is also further motivation to spend the time you have here on Earth wisely. I feel like one of the biggest mistakes we make these days is just letting time slip away. Now, once again, it comes down to priority. I don't want to live 80 years on Earth knowing that I spent 70 of those years work. I know there's the whole mentality of, you know, work hard now so you can have a better future later. But if you work too hard now, I feel like you might just keep working forever. And by the time you actually reach retirement, you're too old to enjoy all the things you worked for. That's not to say go ahead and throw your life away. No, of course, you still need to work now. And obviously thinking for the future is extremely important, as of course, I'm sure most of you guys want a nice future. But at the same time, maybe take some extra time for yourself these days. Take some time to truly do what you love, to pursue what you love, or to take time off all the stressors of the world. Because in the end, like when you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be thinking about how horrible yesterday's job interview went, or that stupid argument you had with your friends. You'll be thinking kind of about the life that you live, all the fun memories you were able to make with those around you. I don't know, time has just been a really big fear for me. And so I know like thinking this way has really been able to help me out, especially through therapy. My gosh, therapy. I mean, hey, I always make the joke that I'll need therapy after doing this robo challenge, which makes sense because this thing drives me insane. Also, sweet, we can buy another Y drive. What do we have, 3 Y drives now? Dang it, we don't. Oh, we do have Digibee. We can use one. But yeah, no, I can say from firsthand experience, therapy helps, man. But there's actually been like studies shown that just say like when you have problems, like something about just saying them out loud and expressing your feelings of maybe even fear or sadness, it really just helps your mind like realize what's going on, and it helps you process. Bottling things up has never really turned out good for anybody because then everything kind of just compounds on top of each other, and there's just more and more stress until eventually you kind of just snap and have a panic attack or something, or possibly even worse, which is obviously something you want to avoid. And I know it can be tough for some people depending on like your situation. Maybe you don't have people around you that you can trust, which in that case, I'm really sorry for you. The goal is to find someone that you can trust, someone that you can open up to about all your struggles and stuff. And maybe that's not a therapist. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's just a friend you have, or maybe it's even just a teacher or a school counselor. Like, I kid you not, school counselors are trained for this kind of thing. They know what they're doing. I feel like there's always stigma in the world that kind of goes against, like, oh, you take therapy? Or like, oh, you have to go to the counselor or something? Oh, you must have something wrong with you. That's cringy. But like, we all go through struggles, man. Everyone screws up in life. Everyone has sad moments. No one's life is like perfectly happy. So when you go through struggles, don't worry. Like, there's other people that go through their own same thing. I know I struggled with my own depression for a couple months. That was like back right before the beginning of summer. Literally during the sticker update, bro. Just goes to show like how much actually happens behind the scenes that you guys don't realize. Like, maybe on camera, I'm this super happy, funny guy, but like I was actually struggling during that time. I would have panic attacks or just start crying or freak out. There's a lot of stress going on in my life, and it's just not good to keep those things bottled in. And I healed a lot just from being able to talk to other people. So I beg of you guys, please don't make the same mistake I did. All right, let's get this round 10 done. I've got confidence in myself, and as stupid as it sounds, y'all should have confidence in yourselves as well. In the end, we all have our own work, and I feel like everything in life does happen for a reason. Once again, it all comes back to whatever you believe, and whatever you believe, I totally respect. Personally, I believe that there kind of is a plan for all of us. Whether you think that's God or maybe fate or the universe itself, I think everything in our life happens for a reason. And not just the happy things, the sad things as well. I think there are a lot of happy moments planned into our lives because, you know, life's got to be enjoyable. But I think the sad moments are planned too, not to punish us for anything. Like, whenever life hits hard, like whenever I'm struggling or just sad or something's not going right, I don't want to believe that it's just life hitting me hard or the universe just kicking me to the ground. It's a way to improve. You don't want to leave this world like the same person you came to it as. If you didn't grow as a person at all here on your time on Earth, then like, what's the point of being here? And I don't mean that as in if you don't struggle at all, there's no point in being alive. That's horrible. I mean it as in the sad moments are okay. They're normal. And the whole point is to grow stronger from them. Failure is honestly one of the best teachers teachers in life. Heck, I'm big on YouTube because of how much I fail. Just kind of don't let your failures define you. And also don't judge someone else because they struggle in a different way than you do. I feel like some people's struggles are more public than others, and society just kind of tends to judge them because it's obvious what they struggle with. But in the end, like, everyone has struggles deep down that maybe no one else knows about. And so I feel like we shouldn't judge those whose struggles are a little more obvious. Let's just embrace that we all struggle and just cheer each other on as we kind of get through them. Know that sad moments are indeed tough, but one day they'll pass. You'll be okay in the end. You've already survived 100% of the things that you've encountered in life. So I mean, 100% survival rate is pretty good. There is light at the end of the tunnel, y'all. Nothing sad lasts forever. So find that thing that makes you happy in life and just focus on it. You guys are all just amazing people. I just want to make sure you guys all know that. Middle school is tough, high school is tougher, and life itself is the toughest. So I thought I'd just share some of the wisdom that I've gotten from going through all my own personal struggles in life. And hey, just look at how much progress we've been able to make in this video. At the beginning of the video, we had like 396 white drives. Now we have over 430. So in the end, I would just like to thank you guys for watching the video. There was no real plan for it. I kind of just wanted to share some stuff. It was really cool to see Yarks' POV, so I just wanted to share some of my own struggles. Just hope y'all realizing that you guys are all amazing, and I also owe like almost everything I have to you guys. It's because of you guys I have a lot of the blessings I have today. So I'd like to thank you guys for just letting me be loved online. I'm genuinely so grateful. So I hope you all are able to have an amazing rest of your day, and if you don't, that's okay. We all have tough days. Yesterday was not a great day for me just because I was so stressed. So just don't forget that struggles are not forever. The sad moments may come in life, but eventually they pass. And no matter what you struggle with, no matter what you deal with, no matter what the universe throws at you, you are gonna be okay. If you guys just enjoyed this, let me know down in the comments. And if you'd like, feel free to share any of your own wisdom. It'd be really cool to read through the comments and see what you guys have to say. And with that said, I'm gonna go to sleep now, get a good night's rest, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Peace out.